What do you think football will look like this fall? With maybe no fans in the stands, socially distanced locker rooms. Like, how odd will it be maybe when you go back to work?
It'll be just like how we're doing this interview. Kind of weird, kind of awkward, but at the end of the day, it's getting the job done. So it might be kind of weird when we first start back. No fans, might be no fans, might be fans. So you just never know, But at the end of the day, we're going to put a product on the field, hopefully, and people will watch.
The visitors' locker rooms. I don't even know if you can socially distance when you go to some of those places. So.
Yeah, it's some teams have some bad visitors' locker rooms, but that's for them to worry about, not us. So, hey, I know everybody's club is gonna make all the right adjustments to socially distance and protect players and protect the staff. So I think everything will be fine.
There was a talk about shortening the preseason, getting guys back obviously on time for training camp, but giving you sort of the ramp up period. As a veteran, how many preseason games do you need? Do you think players need to get ready for the regular season?
Well, I've been around. I've seen every face of the NFL. I've been cut. I've been out. So I know how important that fourth preseason game is to some guys, because I've been in their shoes, So however many games guys need, like the guys that are really fighting to make the roster, they should get that opportunity to make somebody else's roster, because I've done that before, made another team's roster. So I never count out preseason games. I know a lot of veterans look at it like, man, we just probably need like 2. And I'm probably with them on that boat right now in this stage of my career. But I know how important that fourth preseason game is for guys, and I want them to go out and have a fair opportunity to make somebody's club.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Tim? Hey, thanks for doing it, Nick. Appreciate it. I like the T-shirt, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, bro.
Hey, obviously you guys would want to be in Allen Park working on the field, doing OTAs and kind of getting to know your new teammates. But I'm just curious, have there been any maybe hidden pluses, any bonuses, anything that you've learned maybe that can benefit you in the long run to this virtual off season and doing all this stuff, via Zoom and things of that nature?
I think from a training standpoint, you're able to just focus in on your training. Whatever that may be, focus in on just your body in general. If we're at OTAs and stuff like that, you may have like nicks and bruises just from like knocking knees or, jam fingers or something like that. So not that OTAs and minicamp is a big pull on you physically, but I think with this whole virtual thing, guys are getting more time at home, with families and family time, and really appreciating the little things in life that kind of go unnoticed. So I think for me, it's family and being able to just train, just see my body change and really get ready for this season.
Justin?
Hey, Nick, this comment's obviously a little tongue-in-cheek, but I'm not sure you're doing Twitter right. Seems like your thoughts are rarely reactionary. Seems like you really seem to put a lot of thought into what's going on into the world and ask a lot of questions. I'm just wondering, where does that perspective come from when you really try to, I guess, dig deep into issues and make sure you're speaking from an educated point of view, as opposed to reacting, I guess, emotionally to some very emotional issues that are going on right now?
Yeah, I attribute a lot of it to just, everybody on this call know I grew up a black man. But at the end of the day, I was fortunate enough to go to Sanford University. It's majority white, Southern college. And I was able to be around a lot of different people from different backgrounds and just try to gain my experiences with them and form an opinion about different worldviews and stuff like that. So just being around those people, being around different type of people, I've been around some great black men and great white men, and I've kind of gained my understanding of worldviews from them. So when I ask questions on Twitter or, I didn't know everybody looked at my tweets like that, but I mean, it's one tweet went viral. Like, it went crazy. Like, I had people like tweeting me crazy stuff, but I just don't want to come off from an emotional standpoint. I kind of want to pull at people's, other avenues of trying to look at an issue, because we all don't have the answers, obvious. And I just want to, just ask the tough questions and have people kind of think about it. And I'm thinking about it. I'm not really talking to anybody. I'm just tweeting it. I'm thinking about it myself. So just going through life that way.
And social media obviously isn't a great reflection of reality. I think we get probably more extremes as you're having these conversations more in team meetings, whether it's the coronavirus or the Black Lives Matter. What is your approach as the team is discussing these issues? Are you a vocal guy? Are you a sit back and listen guy? I mean, how are you participating in these team meetings right now?
I think with the Zoom meetings, I mean, I haven't even been to the facility yet. Like, come on now. Like, I haven't even been around the guys physically, around my teammates physically. So I'm kind of a sit back type of guy right now because you can only pick up so much on a virtual meeting. Stuff might cut in and out, and you really don't get to know people on a personal level unless you're doing life with them. Like going to meetings, doing OTAs, doing the workouts and stuff like that. So I kind of sit back, I listen, see how guys are reacting to certain issues. And I think that's what we all need to do. I feel like we all need to just take a step back and just listen to where people are coming from. And then you voice your opinion and then we meet in the middle ground. It's not one way or the other. It's let's meet in the middle ground and let's progress forward. Let's not continue to go back and think about everything that's happened in the past. Let's acknowledge what's happened in the past and let's move forward.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Justin.
Dan Miller.
Hey, Nick. We appreciate the time, number one. Thank you. Things really clicked for you last year. You mentioned a moment ago some of the things that you had been through in your career. Can you just kind of give an idea of what happened and what kind of comfort level that has given you now to kind of have that in your back pocket?
Ask the question again.
Just in terms of you really had to grind to find some traction in your career. And last year it clicked for you. And just how you feel that fell into place for you. A lot of hard work, obviously. And any comfort level that is giving you moving forward, knowing that you've put that kind of tape and that kind of ability out of the field.
Yeah, I'm never with this league. Like I said, I've seen every face of this league. So I'm never comfortable, and I think once you get comfortable, then you don't have anything to kind of strive for. I'm not the top defensive tackle, but that's something I want to strive for. I want to bring good football to the Detroit defensive line. So those are things I want to strive for. I'm never going to find comfort. I feel like you can't find comfort in this league. You always have something to work towards or work for. Just last year, I just hit a stride where I was getting the opportunity and I was capitalizing on it. And I'm talking about real opportunity, real snaps, real reps. And I was able to perform the way I did, and I'm going into my 8th season in the NFL and people are like, well, why haven't we seen this yet? Until last year. Well, sometimes you get lost in the shuffle. That's just the NFL. You get lost behind guys. You play behind big name guys your whole career, and you don't get the reps, the opportunity. And once it's available to you, you're either going to succeed or you're not. And I was given the opportunity last year, and I succeeded, and I want to continue to succeed.
I don't know if you noticed it or not on Twitter, but when you left Chicago and signed with Detroit, there were more than a few Bears fans that were like, we don't want to lose that guy. For somebody that bounced around a lot, what did that mean to you?
I mean, it just meant that I put good football on the field. People took notice, and that's what I want to do in Detroit, and that's what I know I can do in Detroit. And I'm just a locker room guy. If you're betting against me, everything that I've been through in the NFL, if you're betting against me, I mean, it's just not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys kind of get behind me. They want to see me do good, and I want to see other guys do good too. You know, along the defensive line, I want to see a lot of those guys do well for themselves in the NFL because I really believe in them.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go Eric, then Dave.
Again, Nick, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Everyone that's along, except for the rookies, everyone on the defensive line has familiarity with the Lions scheme. So how do you go into this offseason trying not to get lost in the shuffle? How do you keep pace with scheme familiarity? Or I guess, how do you introduce your scheme familiarity?
I think it's just hopping on more calls with my defensive line coach, Bo, you know, and just trying to get familiar as I can because nothing beats being able to actually walk through the defenses and, you know, be with the other players and be able to do OTAs and go through the different checks and calls and stuff. So nothing beats that. But the way you can kind of get to that level is more meeting time. You know, more meeting time with Bo, more meeting time with Coach Underlin. So, I mean, I just have to continue to once the Zoom meeting calls are done, I'm gonna still probably be hopping on calls with them to kind of walk me through it. So once we be able to report and we get rolling, I mean, we got to have everything rolling at a certain tempo. So I don't want to be left behind in the shuffle because I'm lagging in the playroom or something like that. So I want to be on point. So it's just more meeting time.
Dave?
Two real quick follow-ups. First, I see the video equipment, the camera behind you, and a couple screens and everything. Are you shooting podcasts or video casts, or is there anything that's going on with?
No, I'm actually at my training facility. I just got done working out. Godspeed. It's in Hoover, Alabama, and they do all kind of stuff with the camera. So I'm not shooting anything.
I just didn't know there's so much I should be watching of yours. That's going on. And then two, since Justin had asked about the Twitter stuff, I saw the other day you had asked a legitimate question just about defunding police and what to know about that.
My standpoint on it was if I have economics 101, if I have a product and I cut the cash to that product, what does that do to that product or service? So that's the only thing. I was just asking a question. And if we have servicemen and women that police our streets and we defund the departments, what is that going to do to the product or service? I mean, it's a simple. I mean, I think people would pretty much know the answer to that. But you got certain people that say different things. That's not what defunding the police means. And I was really asking the question to try to get some good feedback on it, see where people were coming from. That's the only thing.
Do you have a new opinion on it? Did you learn anything from it or form a different opinion at all?
I just sit back, you know, I form my own opinion and just keep it to myself until it comes to life.